Hello guests. The night sky over Shanghai shimmered like a vast ocean of broken stars. From far above, the city looked invincible, alive, unstoppable, glowing with millions of stories happening all at once. But inside one small apartment on the 15th floor of an aging building, sat a girl who didn't feel like she belonged to any of it. Her name was Lin Yu, a quiet soul whose dreams had always been too fragile to lift off the ground. Her room was tiny, barely big enough for a bed pushed against the wall, a desk that trembled every time she leaned on it, and a window that overlooked an alley glowing with neon signs. Every night, after her shift at the cafe ended, she came home with aching feet and tired eyes. But no matter how exhausted she was, she always sat at her desk, opened her phone, and wrote something on Weibo. Sometimes it was a few lines. Sometimes just a sentence. Sometimes nothing but a whisper of emotion she couldn't speak out loud. Most nights, almost no one read those posts. 1 or 2 likes. Sometimes none. She used to tell herself it didn't matter, but the silence around her always seemed to grow heavier. One night, rain tapped against her window in a steady rhythm, as if urging her to think, to feel, to write. Lin Yu sat there with her phone in hand, staring at the blinking cursor inside the Weibo box. Her fingers trembled slightly as she typed, "We fight so hard that we forget our hearts also need rest. But I believe every small effort will bloom one day." She hesitated. The sentence felt too vulnerable, too open, too raw. But she pressed post anyway. She locked her phone and lay on her bed, expecting nothing. Minutes passed. Then hours. And somewhere around 2 in the morning, her phone buzzed. Once. Then again. And again. At first she thought it was a system notification, maybe a reminder. But the buzzing continued until the sound filled the room like a tiny storm. She grabbed her phone, barely awake, and her eyes widened. The screen was exploding with notifications. Likes. Comments. Reposts. Her post had gone viral. 10,000 views turned to 30,000. 30 turned to 100. Within hours, her words were everywhere. Her heart raced so fast she could feel it in her fingertips. She scrolled through the comments, reading message after message from strangers who said her words had touched them in ways she couldn't imagine. Some said her post made them cry. Others said they felt stronger. One person wrote, "Your words saved me tonight." Another said, "I've been struggling for so long, thank you for understanding me." For the first time in her life, Lin Yu felt something warm spread through her chest. It was fame. It was pride. It was connection, an invisible thread linking her to thousands of hearts she never knew existed. The next few days were like a dream. Her follower count climbed at a speed she couldn't process. Her inbox filled with messages asking her to write more, to share more, to speak to the world the way only she could. Some small content creators mentioned her in their posts. A well-known influencer left a comment saying, "You have a gift. Don't waste it." She cried when she read that. Not because of the praise, but because for once, someone saw her. But the higher she rose, the more shadows followed. The hateful comments began quietly at first. One person wrote, "She is just pretending to be deep." Another said, "She is writing for attention." And then came the comment that shattered her, "She is not special. Just another ordinary girl trying to act wise." The words pierced her like a blade. She tried to shake it off. She tried to remember the good messages. But somehow, the human heart always clings to it longer than kindness. She sat on her bed for hours. outside continued moving, but inside her small room, time felt frozen. The sunlight that crept through her window seemed distant, like it belonged to someone else's life. That night, when she finally looked at her phone again, she saw a single new message. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too dramatic. But it changed everything. Sis, your words helped me survive today. Please don't stop writing. Something broke inside her, a wall she built out of fear and exhaustion. She wiped her tears slowly. Her hands trembled, but not from sadness this time. From purpose. She picked up her phone and began to type again. But not just a sentence or two. She poured her entire heart into the screen. Every wound. Every hope. Every quiet dream she had been too afraid to say out loud. She wrote, "We are all valuable. Even if the world doesn't notice us, we still shine in our own way. Light doesn't need to be bright. Sometimes warm is enough. You are enough." She posted it before she could rethink. And almost instantly, the response came flooding back. Thousands of people resonated with her message. Her words spread across Weibo like a breath of fresh air in a crowded room. People shared it with friends, family, and strangers who needed warmth. For the first time in her life, Lin Yu felt like she wasn't drowning anymore. She was floating, supported by the hearts of countless people who believed in her voice. Her life changed after that. She received invitations to write for blogs, to collaborate with creators, to share her thoughts on podcasts. But she never chased fame. She never wanted to be a celebrity. All she ever wanted was to reach someone who needed to hear that they weren't alone. And she had done that not once, but thousands of times over. Under the glowing sunrise of another new day in Shanghai, Lin Yu stood by her window, watching the world with gentle eyes. The city was still loud, fast, and overwhelming. But now, she didn't feel invisible anymore. Now, she had a voice. And her voice had a home. Thank you for watching this story. If Lin Yu's journey touched your heart, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Your support means everything. And remember this, just like Lin Yu, you carry a light within you too. A light warm enough to touch